Shedeur Sanders just dropped a bombshell across the NFL. After Joe Flacco's trade to the Bengals, Sanders didn't just celebrate. He issued an ultimatum that shook Cleveland and sent shockwaves through football circles. If I'm QB2 after Flacco's gone, then I'm gone too. 8 words, 1 message: absolute devastation. This wasn't rookie frustration or a simple backup gripe. It was a calculated declaration of betrayal, a signal that organizational politics were overriding talent. Cleveland fans had been waiting for this moment. With Flacco out, Sanders' path seemed clear. No veteran obstacles, no excuses, just pure opportunity for a young quarterback who dominated training camp, impressed in preseason games, and showed he had the tools to lead an NFL team. Expectations were sky high, and yet the Friday press conference delivered a gut punch. Dillon Gabriel remains QB1, Sanders relegated to backup. The ... reaction? Shock, frustration, and disbelief that one of the most electrifying young quarterbacks could be passed over. But Sanders didn't react impulsively. Sources say this was weeks in the making. Watching his talent ignored, seeing performance dismissed in favor of draft status and coaching politics, Sanders decided enough was enough. His social media statement hit like a nuclear strike, sharp, clear, and impossible to ignore. The fallout was immediate. Teammates, insiders, and fans erupted, questioning leadership, coaching competence, and the organization's priorities. Cleveland's quarterback controversy was no longer just a story. It became a national spectacle, exposing dysfunction far beyond the QB room. This is where the drama begins, not just about who starts, but about talent, respect, and organizational failure. And as Sanders made his stance clear, one thing became undeniable. Cleveland's football chaos had reached a tipping point, and the repercussions would be felt across the league. The story begins with Flacco's trade to the Bengals, a move designed to give Cincinnati veteran insurance after minor injury concerns with Joe Burrow. For Browns fans, it felt like the moment they'd been waiting for. Shedeur Sanders' path to the starting job was suddenly wide open. No veteran obstacles, no excuses, just a golden opportunity for the 5th-round phenom who had dominated training camp, preseason games, and practice sessions. Expectations skyrocketed. Many assumed that Kevin Stefanski would announce Sanders as the starter even before Thursday's practice. Then, reality hit like a cold splash of water. Friday morning's press conference shattered those assumptions. Dillon Gabriel would remain QB1. Sanders was stuck as the backup. The reaction across Cleveland was instant: shock, disappointment, and frustration. Fans knew Sanders had the talent, the work ethic, and the stats to lead the team, yet organizational decisions ignored merit in favor of perceived draft status, coaching politics, and tradition. 3 hours after the press conference, Sanders made his position crystal clear on social media. His statement dropped like a bomb across the NFL. If he wasn't going to be the starter, he'd walk away. The response was immediate. Locker room whispers turned into open confrontations as veteran players privately questioned Stefanski's judgment. Offensive linemen and receivers praised Sanders' preparation, accuracy, and leadership, while defensive veterans acknowledged the uncomfortable reality. The team was prioritizing politics over winning. From the moment Sanders posted his declaration, Cleveland and the league couldn't look away. Social media exploded. Trending topics swarmed Twitter, and analysts began dissecting every nuance of the decision. What had started as a simple personnel choice escalated into a national spectacle, revealing cracks in leadership, organizational communication, and decision-making. By the end of that week, one thing was undeniable. The Browns' quarterback situation wasn't just about who takes snaps on Sunday. It was a story of opportunity, frustration, and power dynamics, with consequences that would reverberate far beyond the city of Cleveland. The moment Sanders dropped his social media ultimatum, the locker room erupted. What started as quiet murmurs of frustration quickly escalated into confrontations behind closed doors. Multiple veteran players reportedly approached Kevin Stefanski during team meetings, demanding an explanation for why Sanders, whose talent and preparation were undeniable, was being relegated to backup. Offensive linemen, having witnessed Sanders' dedication, film study, and leadership firsthand, didn't hold back. One starting guard allegedly said, "We're protecting the wrong quarterback," while an offensive tackle reportedly told a position coach, "Everyone knows who gives us the best chance to win." Receivers added fuel to the fire, praising Sanders' precision, timing, and aggressive downfield mentality compared to Gabriel's more conservative approach. Even defensive veterans, known for maintaining public neutrality, privately admitted that the organization's decisions were undermining the team's competitive potential before the season even began. This wasn't a simple difference of opinion. It was a fundamental clash of philosophy. Gabriel supporters emphasized his technical skills, collegiate experience, and system familiarity, arguing he represented traditional quarterback development. But Sanders supporters highlighted playmaking talent, leadership magnetism, and an ability to elevate those around him, intangibles that couldn't be ignored. The tension didn't stop at personal conversations. Social media and fan forums exploded. Within minutes of Sanders' declaration, Brown supporters flooded team accounts and local media outlets, demanding accountability and calling out the perceived mismanagement. Former players weighed in, almost universally siding with Sanders, while national analysts questioned Cleveland's competence. The quarterback controversy quickly transcended football, becoming a national cultural moment. Inside the team, the divide was palpable. Coaches were forced to justify their decisions, balancing authority with mounting pressure. Players navigated the emotional strain of knowing the best talent wasn't being utilized while trying to maintain focus on preparation. Every practice, every meeting, and every snap became a microcosm of the larger conflict between talent and organizational politics. By the end of the week, it was clear. This wasn't just about a starting quarterback. It was about leadership, credibility, and respect within the franchise. Sanders' ultimatum forced everyone from players to front office executives to confront the uncomfortable reality that the Browns' internal dysfunction might be bigger than football itself. The ripple effects would be felt for weeks, if not the entire season. The debate between Dillon Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders isn't just about stats, it's about philosophy. Gabriel represents the traditional path, experience, system familiarity, and methodical decision-making. He minimizes mistakes, executes plays efficiently, and relies on his 4 years of collegiate starting experience to navigate NFL timing and terminology. He's steady, reliable, and embodies the safe choice for a coach clinging to conventional evaluation methods. Sanders, on the other hand, is a different breed. His arm talent, playmaking ability, and leadership presence bring a dynamic, electrifying element to the offense. He thrives under pressure, improvises on broken plays, and elevates the players around him. Confidence, sometimes read as arrogance, reflects a lifetime of preparation under elite guidance, NFL-level techniques, and exposure to high-pressure situations from a young age. This isn't a matter of preference. It's a clash of organizational philosophy. Gabriel emphasizes stability and traditional development, while Sanders embodies modern, transcendent talent and immediate impact. The divide underscores a deeper problem. Cleveland's decision-making prioritizes convention and politics over the player most capable of winning, creating tension that stretches far beyond the quarterback room. The fallout from Sanders' ultimatum didn't just shake the locker room. It exposed deep cracks in the Browns' coaching and front office. Kevin Stefanski, attempting to maintain authority, delivered vague explanations during Friday's press conference. He emphasized consistency and system mastery, but offered no concrete evidence that Gabriel was the superior choice. Observers quickly saw through the coaching speak. No stats, no performance metrics, just thinly veiled attempts to defend a decision that many insiders viewed as politically motivated rather than football-driven. Owner Jimmy Haslam, meanwhile, was reportedly blindsided by Sanders' declaration. Sources suggest he advocated for Sanders to receive the starting opportunity after Flacco's trade, believing the fifth-round quarterback could be a franchise cornerstone. General manager Andrew Berry found himself caught in the middle, trying to balance Stefanski's authority with ownership pressure, while privately questioning the decision-making process. An emergency meeting was convened Thursday evening in an attempt to contain the situation. But by then, the statement had already gone viral, forcing the organization into full damage control mode. Social media and fan outrage amplified the tension, with Brown supporters calling for accountability and even demanding Stefanski's dismissal. Former players and national analysts weighed in, almost universally siding with Sanders, while internal voices questioned whether personal pride or traditional coaching egos were preventing rational decision-making. Every public statement, practice comment, and front office discussion became fodder for speculation, magnifying the pressure on an already strained leadership structure. This chaos highlighted a dangerous truth. Cleveland's dysfunction isn't limited to on-field performance. Leadership struggles, misaligned priorities, and political decision-making were undermining the team's ability to compete. Sanders' ultimatum forced everyone, from coaches to executives, to confront the reality that talent, preparation, and merit might no longer drive decisions. In a high-stakes NFL environment, that's a recipe for disaster. Shedeur Sanders isn't just talking. He's proven he belongs on the field. His preseason performances were nothing short of elite. 71% completion rate, 8.9 yards per attempt, 4 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions across 3 games. His deep ball accuracy stood out, connecting on 60% of passes traveling 20-plus yards. And his ability to improvise on broken plays turned potential losses into explosive gains. Every highlight, every precise throw showcased a quarterback ready to lead at the NFL level. By comparison, Dillon Gabriel's numbers were respectable but unremarkable. 64% completion, 7.1 yards per attempt, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Gabriel executes the system effectively, but he lacks the game-changing instincts that make Sanders a transcendent talent. Sanders' preparation, football IQ, and composure under pressure further separate him. Growing up under Deion Sanders' guidance, he's been exposed to elite coaching and NFL-level techniques from a young age. Entering the league ready to compete, this isn't entitlement, it's undeniable ability. Every throw, every decision, every play signals Sanders' readiness to be the franchise quarterback. The real story isn't just about stats. It's about Cleveland overlooking a generational talent while politics and tradition dictate who gets the starting nod. Sanders' ultimatum doesn't just impact Cleveland, it's sending shockwaves across the NFL. Multiple franchises are reportedly monitoring the situation closely, recognizing a rare opportunity to acquire a transcendent quarterback without giving up premium draft capital. The New Orleans Saints see Sanders as a perfect fit for their downfield quarterback-driven offense. Baltimore could leverage him as insurance or even create unique packages alongside Lamar Jackson. Green Bay, meanwhile, faces uncertainty with Jordan Love, and acquiring Sanders could instantly vault them into Super Bowl contention. Sanders' ultimatum and traditional conflict is a step on the court. Fifth-round contract only adds to his value. Any team willing to act could secure elite talent at a fraction of the cost, gaining both flexibility and long-term potential. Conservative estimates suggest the Browns could command at least a second-round pick, with a bidding war potentially pushing that to the first round. This is more than a trade story. It's a cautionary tale about organizational dysfunction. Cleveland's failure to prioritize talent over politics has made a franchise quarterback available to the highest bidder. For teams willing to recognize it, Sanders' situation represents an opportunity that could reshape league dynamics for years. To truly understand the chaos surrounding Shedeur Sanders, you have to look at Cleveland's history with quarterbacks. The Browns haven't just struggled, they've repeatedly mismanaged talent, creating a pattern of organizational dysfunction that stretches back decades. From Johnny Manziel's roller coaster tenure to Cody Kaiser's developmental struggles, and even Baker Mayfield's turbulent time in Cleveland, the franchise has consistently failed to properly evaluate, empower, and protect its quarterbacks. Each misstep wasn't just a bad choice, it was a symptom of a larger problem: leadership and decision-making that prioritize politics, ego, and convention over talent and performance. The Deshaun Kaiser and Mayfield eras demonstrated the franchise's inability to balance coaching authority with player potential. Deshaun Watson's acquisition further highlighted reckless overcompensation, sacrificing draft capital, financial flexibility, and long-term credibility to chase a high-profile name. Now with Sanders, the Browns appear to be repeating the same mistakes. A generational talent, prepared and capable of leading the team, is being stifled by politics, tradition, and misaligned priorities. This isn't rookie impatience or entitlement. It's the latest example of Cleveland failing to adapt to modern NFL realities, where player empowerment and talent evaluation are crucial for success. The recurring theme is clear: organizational dysfunction consistently overrides football excellence. Ownership interference, front office hesitation, and coaching stubbornness combine to undermine not only individual talent, but also team performance. Decisions driven by convention or ego rather than merit and analytics have left the Browns repeatedly alienating their best players, damaging locker room chemistry, and squandering competitive opportunities. Shedeur Sanders' ultimatum crystallizes this historical dysfunction. It's a cautionary tale showing how even the most talented prospect can be marginalized when organizational priorities are misaligned. Cleveland's inability to learn from past mistakes risks another wasted season, eroding fan trust, weakening team cohesion, and demonstrating that the franchise's struggles extend far beyond any single player. For observers, this moment is a striking reflection of how mismanagement, politics, and outdated hierarchies continue to define Browns football. The saga of Shedeur Sanders and the Browns is more than a quarterback controversy. It's a stark illustration of organizational dysfunction. Cleveland has repeatedly failed to prioritize talent over politics, tradition, and ego, alienating elite players while undermining team performance. Sanders' ultimatum forces the franchise to confront the consequences of these choices. Either admit the mistake and empower their most talented quarterback, or risk losing him entirely while watching another wasted season unfold. This moment also reflects broader trends in the NFL. Player empowerment is reshaping team dynamics, forcing organizations to adapt or fall behind. Social media amplifies voices that were once confined to locker rooms, making mismanagement instantly visible to fans, analysts, and rival teams. For Cleveland, the question is simple but urgent. Will they act to correct course, or will history repeat itself, costing them not just a game, but the future of the franchise?